So From Software Shadow dropped the new Gaping Dragon boss. It's like an enhanced one, right? And I used to think like all the characters were pretty balanced and that there was no right option. But Guardian on the other hand, maybe not so much. I kind of randomized my character for my first attempt. I was like, "Hey, let me just do a random character, see what happens, right? Just see what happens." And of course, I'm thinking in my head, the worst character I could get is Guardian, but that's a 1 in 8 chance. There's no shot that's going to happen. Well, I got Guardian, and you're going to be watching in the background, right? So, Guardian is not great. And I say this with love because I like Guardian and I think he has a place as a tank. However, against this enhanced gaping jaw, he's not so great. And let me explain. You see, Guardian is amazing at protecting against physical damage. This enhanced gaping jaw does a lot of lightning damage. So when you try to guard, you're taking a ton of chip damage because he can't really block against this. I imagine that different shields have different resistances, and finding a shield with a lot of lightning resistance is going to be kind of hard. The same way finding a shield for any specific resistance is going to be very difficult to do. And of course, that's not something I was able to do. Now, as much as I want to shit on Guardian here, I also want to say this fight is really cool. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's pure cinema. I'll put it that way. Absolute Wonder Hoy. Image on screen now. For all 2 people that know what that is. But the fight is really cool. It's basically Gaping Jaw, but like a lot stronger, as you could imagine. The fight starts in phase 2. There's no phase 1 like normal. It starts right in phase 2, so he comes barreling at you in the phase 2 starter. And then boom, bang, boom, you hit him a little bit. Phase 3 comes around. Phase 3, he'll summon like a big cyclone tornado around him, and you want to spirit jump into the cyclone, and then that way you're not getting hit by it, and you can fight him inside of it. And he does a lot of lightning damage. He has stray lightning bolts everywhere. A lot of his attacks just have lightning coming out of his mouth going crazy. He also does grab attacks still, and his grab attacks are still pretty much an insta-kill on most characters or in most situations. But, naturally, Guardian's not going to go down that easy. So, I had that going for me at least. But Guardian also has a terrible mobility because his dodge is not great. And he's kind of just slow and bulky. And his shield doesn't do much, like I said, against lightning damage. So like I said, I thought characters were pretty balanced and there wasn't really like any characters that were really lacking behind. But now that I've been playing a little more, I'm realizing that Guardian is probably one of the worst characters simply because his whole thing about guarding doesn't really work when there's elemental damage. And a whole lot of the Night Lords, guess what, do a lot of elemental damage. And then to make matters even worse, Gaping Jaw likes to grab and run around a lot. And you're a character that has probably the worst dodge in the game, who's not going to be dodging very well, and he's not very fast, and he's not very mobile, and he's going to be very easily grabbable. So yeah, my first attempt was kind of in shambles. Yeah, you can watch and see if I beat it or not, obviously. Spoiler alert, I do win. I actually beat this first try. It's very shocking, actually. So I guess Guardian is still good enough to win. But also, I would rather just use any other character. Guardian's damage is awful, but he plays an amazing support role. I mean, his ultimate is probably my favorite ultimate to play in a group, especially with like the HP recovery relic on, because you can just sit there and hold it, and all your teammates are basically invincible, and then they heal they just heal their health bar back. I mean, the character's really cool when you're playing with people, but playing solo, this guy sucks. Like, I like him. Don't get me wrong, I like him, but he's slow. And in a game that you gotta go fast, being slow is kind of a detriment. And when you're fighting a boss that likes to grab and do a bunch of elemental damage, again, he's a liability. I'm just gonna say it outright, he's a liability. Guardian is a liability. As much as this new boss is cinema, Guardian is a liability against it. You shouldn't really use him against him. In general, you probably shouldn't really use him all that much anyway. I mean, like I said, elemental damage, all the Night Lords kind of have it. There's very prominent attacks, and when you're trying to guard, you're going to take a lot of damage. I think they might have forgotten they got to balance his character somehow. And the idea they had was just, let's give him a lot of defense. And then that was it. They said, let's give him a lot of defense and take away some of his damage and his ability to dodge. Because, let's be honest, even his damage scaling is not good. He's got like a B scaling and strength, and then everything else is mid, except for his HP and his endurance. Those are great. His strength is okay. Everything else is terrible. So you've got a character that really just plays the support role, and it really just plays a defensive role. And in a game where you want to do a lot of damage and move fast, he starts to not feel all that great. But new boss, really cool shadow drop. Thank you, FromSoft. I didn't think there was going to be anything in that update because I read up on the notes beforehand, and then I see people say, hey, they added a boss, so I had to go play it, and I beat it first try. And then I went and played it with my buddy. We beat that first try too with the most broken executor builds possible. We had all the best katanas. We had Handamania. We had 2 Rivers of Blood. We had Moonveil. That run was so absurd. I didn't record it because it was on PlayStation, but damn was it fun. Yeah, anyway. That's it. Bye.